Next, Under the Lights. It's win or go home time.
Go home. We sending people home all night.
For some, the time is now.
Who got my back? Who got my back? Who got my back? I got your back.
Who's the best running back in the state? Can Seminole continue its warpath?
We the underdogs. Keep us the underdogs.
The prize fight everybody wanted to see. The Dreadnoughts or Hawks. Next, Under the Lights.
Hi, and welcome once again to Under the Lights, Florida High School Football Final. Driven by Honda, I'm Dave Aizer, and she is Kailey Mizelle.
Happy birthday, Dave. We have important regional finals to cover in the Florida High School State Championships, down to 64 teams in 8 classes.
We start with the big boy class of 8A, Seminole and Vero Beach, the last 1 seeds remaining. Let's get right to it, shall we? Third seeded Apopka heading to Sanford Seminole. No cheerleader trash talking, just a hearty welcome back to the city. After a Seminole fumble, Apopka's Akeem Brown scores to make it 7-0, tight game, and that was a halftime score. Third quarter, Jamari Jackson scores on the jet sweep, even though Kailey, I think he celebrates a touch too early there. 14-0 Blue Darters. The Seminoles didn't have much to chop about in this one. Apopka's Jaquan Lohman hands to Tramar Jackson, and that's all she wrote. Apopka wins the regional final trophy 20-0.
Apopka will face Steinbrenner, who knocked off Osceola 29-22 on Friday. That's 1/2 of the state semifinal. 3-seed Deerfield Beach heading up 95 to Vero Beach, where they hold the state record for consecutive wins in the regular season. First quarter, Deerfield on the board with Jalen Knight and getting the touchdown. Then Vero Beach's Ryan Jankowski to Jaden Minzer for the 25-yard touchdown. The touchdown horn a little bit too early, maybe bad luck. Deerfield up a score, and adding Michael Pratt hits Miami-bound Xavier Restrepo for the 49-yard touchdown. Deerfield Beach ends Vero Beach's dream season, scoring 28 unanswered points, 35-7.
And the Regional 4 final between the dominating Western defense and the high-flying Columbus offense. Columbus wastes no time marching downfield with its no huddle. They get to the 1, but they fumble the snap. Western's James Williams, who's amazing, hits QB Brandon McDuffie, forcing the turnover. Western turns it back over, and Columbus head coach Dave Dunn runs the Wildcat. Henry Parrish fools everyone, and it's 7-0 Explorers. The Columbus defense stepped up too. Joseph Price with the safety at a field goal, and Western dug itself a 12-0 hole. But Western gets on the board with Colin Hurst to Caron St. Louis for the 34-yard score. 12-7 Columbus at the half. Second half, more Henry Parrish. First, he scores from 11 yards out. That's impressive. And then, on the very next possession, this one's even more impressive. He takes it 73 yards to the house for his 3rd TD of the game, and this makes it 26-7 Columbus. Western didn't quit. James Williams, again, a beast. He strips the ball, and this time it is turned into points. Hurst hits Shamar Wright for the 48-yard score. Wright does a great job in the open field. It's 26-14 Columbus in the 4th. Hurst again, now hitting St. Louis again for his 2nd touchdown. It's down to a 1-score game, 29-21 Columbus, but just too much Parrish. Here is his 4th TD, 222 yards on 21 carries, 2,192 yards this season. Columbus wins 36-21.
I'm betting Columbus fans will say that was never as close as it seemed. But either way, C-Bus advances, and they will face Deerfield Beach at Tropical Park on Black Friday.
We bring in our very own 2,000-yard rusher, the founder of FloridaHSFootball.com, Josh Wilson.
Josh, getting straight into it, what many people don't realize was that was a very good defense that Columbus just shredded. And how about Henry Parrish making a statement in that game, maybe as the best running back in the state?
Yeah, definitely, considering if you've heard more about Henry Parrish this season, then you have the likes of DeMarcus Bowman from Lakeland and Jalen Knighton from Deerfield Beach. Those two guys right there, you've not heard as much, but here you're going to see it. It's a test this week, especially the fact that it's going to be Parrish versus Knighton on that field.
Something that you didn't bring up that I want to hear a little bit more about. Everybody's talking about Steinbrenner up in Tampa. Tell me about them a little bit.
Steinbrenner, this is their deepest playoff run. They've had a varsity program for 10 years. The school's been open for 11 years. This is the big thing about Steinbrenner. They have just been really active. They started with a youth movement several years ago to get to this point. It's paid off. Now they're going to go up against the Apopka team. Again, when you've destroyed teams, I'm not to say destroy, but just take down teams that are traditional playoff powers like Sarasota Riverview and Kissimmee Osceola, you're making a statement here in the playoffs.
Thank you, Josh. Switching gears and heading to the rural school Class 1A, where 3 #1 seeds are still alive and kicking.
We start off with Region 1 Vernon taking on Baker. Baker down 12-7 at the half. Joe Brunson finds a hole in the mud and the Gators take a 14-12 lead. Fourth quarter, Sam Croson takes the fumbled snap 4 yards. Let's call that a great fumble Krosky, 21-12. The catch of the night, Devon Bush finds a diving Kwan Powell in the end zone. A Vernon score, but not enough. Baker moves on 21-20, but what a catch day.
Fumble Krosky.
A 6-seed Union County taking on 1-seed Cowboys from Madison County. Union County in purple and gold. The punt gets blocked, and it's Cowboys Zachariah Jones serving up the scoop, spin, and score. Cowboys Darion Staton with the touchdown catch turned the lights out. 49-0 Madison County.
That sets up a familiar foe for Pahokee. The last time they got to the semis, they faced Madison County. Blountstown hosts Baker in the other half of the 1A bracket. All right, first quarter is in the books.
Keep it here. We have more action to come.
The battle for 4A is coming up. Josh Wilson joins us to give us a breakdown.
Money.
And Armwood versus Lakeland. Next, Under the Lights. Under the Lights is driven by Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today. By Advent Health. Our goal is to help you feel whole. And by the Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it.
Welcome back to Florida High School Football Final Under the Lights.
We still have 5 more classes to run through, so giddy up.
University and Champagnat are on a 2A collision course.
We check in on the Region 1 final. McClay taking on University Christian, and we pick it up in the second quarter, tied at 14 apiece. University Christian dials up the air attack. DeCirio Riles hits Marquise Molds to make it 21-14. Then Riles again looking for tight end Jerome Manning, and he finds him. University Christian outlasts McClay 35-28.
University Christian will face off with Victory Christian Academy. Maybe we'll see another Superman play, Dave. Seffner Christian smoked Admiral Farratt 40-19. They get Champagnat Catholic, who won 35-7. Moving on to Class 3A action, where the defending champion Chaminade sits untested as of yet. We start in Region 1, Florida High taking on top seed Pensacola Catholic. Florida High's Willie Taggart Jr. at quarterback takes the snap on a power run to the left, cuts up and into gear. 86 yards later, it's 7-0 FSU. Then we pick it up with 3 minutes left, things getting wild. Pensacola Catholic down 13-7. 4th and 11, Crusaders quarterback Colin Wibbs heaves it to Demarius McGee, who bats it to himself and then does the rest. Pandemonium for this standing room only crowd. Catholic up 1, but one great play deserves another. Willie Taggart says, I can do it better. Taggart deep to Tyler Phillips, deflects the pass. George Henderson hauls it in for the game winner. 21-14 the final.
Fun game. I see you, Willie Taggart. Good QB play in this game, too. Calvary Christian against Chaminade Madonna. Lions QB Brady Kelly off play action hits Elijah Canyon in stride for the score. Then backup QB Alexander Law hits Canyon again, and Chaminade rolls 35-0. Taking a look at the Final Four, Lakeland Christian will take on Florida High. Clearwater Central Catholic will battle the Madonna Boys.
We are halfway home.
All right, get your popcorn because we're a second half team.
We've got 5A and 6A action still to come. And the siege in Seffner. Under the Lights is driven by Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today. By Vico Painting Contractors, a commercial painting company that delivers top quality work and excellent customer satisfaction. And by Orlando Health, a not-for-profit network of leading community hospital.
Welcome back to Under the Lights, Florida High School Football Final, driven by Honda.
All right, starting to get to some really big games. Let's take a look at Class 4A. Who will emerge from Region 4 between Gibbons and Booker T. Washington, and will they be able to take care of the rest of the 1 seeds in Bowles, Lakewood, and Cocoa?
The Region 3 final in 4A, Tampa Catholic taking on undefeated Lakewood. We pick it up in the second half. The Spartans lead 16-0, going for the jugular. Greg Spann the second hits Derek Turner, who's loose for 77 yards. That put Lakewood up 23-0. Tampa Catholic gets on the board with an Adrian Ramsey scoop and score. The flavor, though, too little, too late. Spann takes the snap himself. Lakewood rolls 29-7.
Defending state champ Cardinal Gibbons hosting Booker T. Washington, and this was an instant classic. Booker up 9-7 until Coleman Bennett finds the end zone, 14-9 Gibbons. Booker T. answers when Tony Morrison hits Macho Arza. Great name, 17-14 Tornadoes. Gibbons on the shovel pass to Jordan Friedman. He picks up some blocks. He finds some running room. He thinks he's going to score, but he's tackled at the 1-foot line. Kaylee, I hope he's not on your fantasy team. Chiefs would score anyway and lead 21-17. Third quarter, Booker's turn. Morrison to Theo Richardson, the back shoulder. He just said money, and yes, it was. 24-21 Booker, and the big stars of the night, Tony Morrison, who threw for 346 yards and 3 TDs, and Ja'Cory Brooks, pictured with 6 catches for 127 yards. The Tornadoes beat the Chiefs 31-21.
Those were the guys on my team.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, Kaylee, there are so many plays we just can't fit into the highlights, including this one, which is sensational. Gibbons, Brody Pelhegi, he's like Fran Tarkenton back there. Google Fran Tarkenton, he's a legend. Brody earns our Vico Offensive Effort of the Week. We are running out of awards. He extends the play, then finds Dasani TJ Gordon for the catch. They missed a field goal, that's why I didn't see it earlier, but there it was in all its glory. And the Final Four is set. Booker T. Washington is going to be a tough out, especially with Ja'Cory Rockabye Baby Brooks doing Randy Moss-like things in games. Booker gets Lakewood next up in Tampa.
Dave, do you make these nicknames up as you go?
No, that's his touchdown celebration. He rocks the baby.
Okay, well, be gentler.
All right, let's bring in Josh Wilson. We don't have a nickname for him just yet, but we're working on it. Josh, that Gibbons-Booker T game, now that was a classic.
Definitely great highlights between Booker T and Gibbons, but I'm looking at this week's state semifinals games with Cocoa at Bowles. Great game there, but Booker T, Washington, and Lakewood, that's the game I'm really focused on. Lakewood has not given up a touchdown in 9 of 12 games so far this season. Their defense is really stout, and I think that's a reason why they probably could be Pinellas County's first team to win a state championship this year in their next 2 games.
Another big game to look forward to in Class 5A. Lots of intriguing matchups, including Northwestern versus American Heritage.
Edwin Farmer's Vanguard on a roll, heading to Jones for the regional final. Early first quarter, Vanguard's Stephen Curry, no relation, hit Savion Harris, 7-0 Vanguard. Now Jones, running back Avarius Sparrow, behind a pancake block, makes it 7-all. Jones scores 21 unanswered. Tyann Robbins hits Aramani Roan for the score, and then Robbins finds Dakari Allen Johnson for another touchdown. Jones puts Vanguard away 37-14. And that brings us to the Orlando Health Defensive Performance of the Week. Jones had 4 interceptions on the night. That is 15 on the year from the Jones secondary. Jean-Baptiste and Dominic Hill had 2 picks apiece. You fellas turned in the Orlando Health Defensive Performance of the Week.
Going into this game, Lake Wales was getting zero respect from FloridaHSFootball.com. They had an unbeaten Lake Wales as a 13-point underdog. Jesuit does not care. They score in the first play from scrimmage. That's Christian Jones up the middle. Then they make it 21-0 when Kyle Kelly looks to Jaden Gerard. Lake Wales gets on the board, though. Johnny Richardson getting them in business, taking the handoff, weaving his way down the field, but not enough. Jesuit takes the game 53-21.
The biggest game in South Florida was Miami Northwestern taking on American Heritage at Plantation, despite reports that the Bulls wanted the game moved to Traz Powell Stadium to accommodate more fans. The game was a sellout 2 hours before kickoff. They had to turn fans away at the gate. Bulls QB Kamani Brown takes a shotgun snap, hits Romello Brinson on the slant for the score. Now the Patriots' turn. QB keeper Edwin Rhodes is off and running. He finds plenty of open space. He makes a move, and he gets in the end zone, and the Heritage fans are feeling it. But Northwestern was not intimidated. Jalen Rogers with a full head of steam. He makes his way into the end zone, and then The rains came, and so did the defensive thunder. Timothy Burns Jr. steps in front of the pass. He picks it off, and he's taking it to the house. It's a pick six. You have to give Heritage credit. They would fight valiantly. Rhodes hooks up with a Rondé Gaston Jr. This one goes for 62 yards, but it wasn't enough as the Bulls beat the Patriots 23-20.
The semifinals are set for Turkey weekend. Northwestern will get one more game at the Traz this year. Wakulla and Jones will square off in Orlando. The Bulls just 2 games away from three-peating. I bet that place was rocking. And now we're going to bring in our rock star Josh Wilson to talk X's and O's.
The man has a voice of an angel. All right, Josh, give us the skinny. Can Northwestern win the whole thing? What about Jones? They're playing great also.
I do think Northwestern can win it all, but we're going to go look at Jones here. There's certain similarities here, and their defense is one of them, especially both teams' defenses. They feed off each other, and I guarantee you, if that happens, those two teams will be meeting in that 5A state championship, and when they do, that place will be rocking at Daytona Stadium.
Thank you, Josh. And now you know what time it is.
One more to go.
Coming up, 6A and 7A action. Can the Dreadnoughts continue their win streak? Next, Under the Lights. The Florida Lottery Pick 4 Player of the Week is linebacker Jordan Fowler from Niceville. Jordan had 3 sacks, 4 solo tackles, along with 1 defensive touchdown.
Time now for the Lottery Pick 4 Player of the Week. Some big-time performances, guys, that put the team on their back. To vote, use hashtag UTLFlorida on Twitter. Give your guys some love.
Okay, welcome back. We got a couple more classes to go. On to 6A, where we still have 3 number 1 seeds remaining in Escambia, Gaither, and Palmetto. We check in on Lee from Jacksonville facing Escambia. Escambia's A.B. Smith to D.T. Gideon, and it is a TD 7-0 Gators. Smith then hits JoJo Blackman on the swing pass. That's all she wrote. JoJo says night-night. Gators go on to win 39-13.
Go Gators, am I right?
Sure.
Lake Minneola facing top-seeded Gaither, and it was the Tony Bartalo show. First, Bartalo takes it in on the QB sneak, even lowers his shoulder there. Then Bartalo hits Devion Knight in the perfect slant. And hey, why not show off some more? Bartalo finds Draylon Speedy Pittman deep, one of his 5 touchdowns. 41-7, Cowboys advance. In Region 3, Charlotte traveling to 1 seed Palmetto. Tigers QB Xavier Williams had a day. He went off 12 of 19 for 298 yards. Count them, 7 touchdowns in the first half. Kobe Mays caught 3 of them. Palmetto rolls 62-15.
That's pretty good. Region 4 final, 4-seed Central versus 2-seed Dillard. Central QB Catravis Marsh fade pattern to Shimon Mateer. Easy pitch and catch for the touchdown. Central's defense joined the party too. Ruben Bain with a scoop and a score. Rockets win 35-0.
Here's a look at the 6A Final Four playing out on Thanksgiving weekend. Escambia versus Gaither, and Palmetto gets Miami Central.
Moving on to Class 7A, we've been talking about these schools all year. Lakeland, St. Thomas, Armwood, and Edgewater have been in our top 5 all season long. Who will be left standing?
2-seed Niceville heading over to the Eagles' Nest of Edgewater. Edgewater was led by its grown man of a tailback, Isaiah Conley. We say grown man because he told us he runs that way. Conley gets Edgewater off to a good 14-0 start. This 61-yarder was part of a 239-yard, 3-touchdown day. Niceville made a game of it late, scoring twice in 4 minutes. Will Knox' 2-yard run made it 21-14 Edgewater. Then it was Azari Thomas on the reception from Knox, 92 yards, and it's 21-20 under 6 minutes left. And who did Edgewater call last week to seal the game? They called the doctor. Eric Doctor did it again. The interception stops the threat. Edgewater wins 28-20, becoming the 7A Region 1 champion.
Yeah, but what's the copay? The Region 3 finals between Venice and Manatee. Venice about as hot as you can be going into the playoffs. The Indians' rushing attack consisted of 59 carries for 269 yards, but it also helps to get big plays from Malachi Weidman. He had 3 touchdowns, including this one, and Venice scalps the Manatees. So much for a no-wake zone in a Manatee-friendly environment, 34-17.
And that brings us to the Advent Health Catch of the Week. Malachi Weidman with the one-handed touchdown catch So good, we got to slow it down for you. The Florida State football and basketball commit only needs one hand to beat you. That's our Advent Health Catch of the Week.
Top seed St. Thomas hosting Atlantic at Aquinas. The Raiders get on the board in the first half with this Zion Turner bomb to Marcus Roseme, one of the best wide receivers in the state. But it was only 7-0 at halftime. Third quarter, Roseme does it again, and that's all St. Thomas needed. The Raiders defense held Atlantic to 85 yards. St. Thomas moves on 26-0.
The game of the night, defending state champion Lakeland taking on top-seeded Armwood. Armwood's first possession of the game, Hawks Hunter Helton fumbles the ball. Finley Graham recovers it. But the Lakeland offense only gets a 32-yard field goal out of it thanks to Matthew Word. Lakeland up 3-0. Armwood comes back with Cameron Rampson at QB. He finds Agiai Hall on the 54-yard touchdown on 3rd and 19. And then Armwood goes up 7-3, back and forth. When you have the best player of the state in your backfield, you gotta feed him. DeMarcus Bowman races 46 yards to the house, and the Dreadnoughts lead 10-7. Armwood on the next possession, a little razzle-dazzle. Ransom goes to Helton. The end around Helton's pass to Hall complete for the 25-yard touchdown, 14-10 Armwood. Second half, Armwood's Tavarius Johnson steps in front of Arian Smith for the pick six, 20-10 Hawks. DeMarcus Bowman only touched the ball 3 times, Dave, in the second half. After racking up 79 yards in the first, he ended the day with 82 total yards. Armwood takes down state champ Lakeland 23-10. Coach credits lessons learned early in the season when they went to Georgia.
We wanted to go up there and we wanted to face adversity, and we did up there. We're losing in double overtime. Tonight, we faced adversity. We turned the ball over on the second play of the game. Defense blows their back, stops them for 3, and then I think we played really, really well the rest of the night, and I think that goes credit to our coaches and our players being able to go through what we did up there and throughout the season and use that tonight in a positive way.
So, Josh, buddy, so sorry your bracket has been busted with the Lakeland loss. But listen, all year I've been saying St. Thomas should be number 1. Will you finally admit it? And also, can we just put St. Thomas in as state champs already? Can we just do that?
Hold the phone on that. I was at the Armwood game this past week, and they look really, really good. Josh, who do you have?
Well, Dave, I had to remember, I warned y'all last week this was going to happen, and, you know, the potential chance that Lakeland was in trouble. But you know what? Here's the thing. It's going to be St. Thomas versus Armwood in that state championship game. And right now, St. Thomas is the top team overall in the state. But again, here we go. Daytona Beach, 2 weeks from now, it's going to be an epic battle.
Can't wait.
All right, and I will send you this hat, Josh. Don't worry, we got you covered. Thanks as always, Josh. We will see you next week. And if you guys want to read all of his great work, just go to FloridaHSFootball.com. We'll see you guys.
Thank you so much for watching. This has been Under the Lights Florida High School Football Final, driven by Honda.